Everybody, and welcome back to the Crafty Maven Getaway. This is the international YouTube hop. We decided to extend it. We thought it'd be really fun that some of the design teams would scraplift each other, and I was assigned the uber amazing, talented Christina Sorge. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Sorge, I don't know. I always say Soray. I have so many different ways that I pronounce it, but one of them I know has got to be correct. But I was really lucky to meet her that past summer in 2018 when she had a retreat pretty close to my house. It was about a 45-minute drive to an hour, and I was so happy to get to meet her and quite a few of the other ladies. Unfortunately, I don't get to be on Facebook enough to talk to everyone, but just they made me feel super comfortable, even though, you know, like I said, I'm not on the social media very often, and just made me feel right at home. And so I am so excited that I got to be able to scrap lift her. And I honestly did not know where to even start. I was looking at so many and I'm like, there's so many things that I want to scrap lift of her. But I knew that I needed one more Traveler's Notebook spread in my 2018 favorites. And so I saw this one just actually recently that she did. And whenever I want to scrap lift somebody, I will take a minute, take a look at all of the key details, and then close it up and not look back on it again. So right away I knew she was using banners, some layering she had going on. She had a tag for her journaling and a couple of photos. Mine's going to be a little bit different, but I kept it pretty close to her layout. So I had this picture of my family and I hiking, and I kind of like one that likes to challenge myself on different things. And so in this Traveler's Notebook, I said I wanted to use the Polka Dot Party by Dared Lizzie. Unfortunately, that 6x6 paper pad is pretty much almost done, thanks to working on the Traveler's Notebook. But I had to grab some new papers, and so I grabbed this one by My Mind's Eye, and I cannot think of the name of it right now, but it's going to be some similar colors and some more darker and saturated. I don't mind that in my Traveler's Notebook. It's not a big deal to me. But I did find that I really like this collection for the fact that there was arrows and there was flowers. And when you think of hiking, you think of movement and you think of the natural beauty. And so I wanted to definitely have a pattern paper that had flowers in it. And I wanted to use those arrows not only for all the colors that were in it, but again, because of movement. And so I took this one picture of us that I liked, and that's the photo that I'm going to use. Now, as you saw me earlier, I had like a finger dauber. I don't know if that's what it's called, or a finger blender tool. But basically it's kind of like the foam pads that, you know, you use with Tim Holtz distress inks or dioxide inks. And they're really, really old. And the minute I tried to use it, it fell apart. I was like, okay, that's going in the trash. So I just was like, you know what? They're all probably old and probably falling apart like that. So I am just going to use the edge of my ink. And I did that because on the pattern of the arrows, it was on the like a white background, right? So I didn't want it to blend. I kind of wanted it to stand out. And I only do it to that one sheet. It doesn't bother me on that. I don't do it anything else. I know some will do it on all papers, and I've done that too, where I've done it on, made sure I've distressed every paper that I used with the ink. I didn't feel it needed to be necessary for this layout, and that is the great thing about scrapbooking, is there really isn't any rules. So I couldn't remember if she had two banners. And so I made two banners, and I just took one of the 6x6 paper pads, and I think I had them like a 3x4 size, and then I made it into the little fishtail. So as I'm doing this, I'm like, something is just, I feel like it's too much. So I'm going to actually scrap one of those banners, and then I'm going to move on. And I remember she had like another little fishtail banner, and then she had a stripe at the top. Again, I'm not trying to be, have an exact match. It's just to give me inspiration to kind of have a jumping off point as far as a layout. Now, if you are new to my channel, I will tell you one thing about me that I am known for. I will try to use up every little bit of the scraps. That is just me. So I kept it to where it's mostly going to be paper because I am working in a traveler's notebook. I needed most things flat. You don't have to use flat items in your traveler's notebook. That is just for my preference. And so I like to keep everything pretty flat, and I'm going to use mostly paper, and I didn't have any ephemera that matched with this. Now I could have gone digging into my stash, but I didn't want to take hours going through every little ephemera packet, trying to find colors that match, trying to find it to go with this. So I'm going to make my own embellishments, and that's another thing that I love to do, is use up my scraps that I have and to create more embellishments. And I always try to go for the basic shapes: hearts, triangles, squares, hexagons, all those. And so I grabbed a Lawn Fawn heart die set. It actually has like 5 different little hearts all together, and they're not really that big. That is the largest size of the heart in that die set. And so I just cut that out using the same exact paper. I just flipped the paper over. I like that they were that gold kind of matte. It's not really like a gold, but it's like trying to be gold without any type of metallic in it, and of striped paper. And I thought that was perfect. And so I'm now going to try to do that and do the visual triangle. So as I'm getting this all set up, I'm like, okay, I'm liking this so far. Then I realized I had two triangle pieces from my fishtail banner that I cut. And I decided that I would use them as almost like photo corners. So I only had 2, so I am just going to have it going directly, you know, diagonal from one another. And I like that. It just brings that floral that is on the left side over to the right side without it being so overpowering like I had it in the very beginning when I was trying to add 2 huge banners to this tiny spread. Because it definitely would work if I had maybe a 12 by 12 size paper, but when I have something that's only, what, 8 by, I don't know, what is it, 8 by 8 maybe is the size of this, then that's it, you know, and it's not a whole lot of room. And so I definitely didn't want to overpower it, and I like how subtle it is. So then I made sure I added a heart to the top as well of that paper. So I'm just trying to repeat the same elements that I had going on. Now I am getting a little, I don't want to say frustrated, indecisive would be the correct word, of where do I want this photo. And I couldn't decide, do I want it underneath the banner? Did I want it above on the right hand side close to the heart on top? Did I want to have it lowered? Either way, looking at this now, which is so funny when I look back on my recording and when I'm doing my voiceover, of why was I so indecisive? Because it actually looks good either way. I end up bringing it down to the bottom and leaving the space up at the top of kind of letting the showcase of the heart and the striped paper be on its own, and just having a little bit of white space there. And so I end up liking that a lot better. And then it kind of still gives you that diagonal vision or design of the florals kind of going in a diagonal order. And so I liked that. And I'm going to go ahead and glue all of that down. And I think a couple of times, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do next. I think I waved to you guys. I think I waved to you guys 3 times when I realized I was not quite finished. Something that I do quite often because I get really indecisive, or I will have like a little light bulb go off that would be like, ah, I could add this. So I don't make you guys sit through watching me glue my title down except for the very last word, but I do use 2 different types of stickers, and that is some flat stickers, and then I use some chipboard. And I like the chipboard for the Traveler's Notebook because they're a lot more flatter than the foam ones. And it's really funny how things work out, especially when you're not planning it. I knew right away with the banner I wanted that to house my title. So I put the words down, and as I'm gluing down the K, I'm like, how funny is it that the K fits perfectly, because it's supposed to be like handwriting, and that the K is actually going down the banner, and that was not planned at all. It just ended up working out like that. And then I'm going to add some word phrases to the layout as well, using some Jen Hadfield, and you'll see me here do that here in a minute. Some Jen Hadfield phrase stickers. Those I got from Joann's. Right now they have that design collection or designer collection with a few designers out there, and I just grabbed ones that I liked. I found Family Love, and then I realized that I grabbed also Love, and which doesn't bother me that it repeats it twice because there's a whole lot of love going on with my family. And then I love the one that says You Are My Home, because my family is my home. It's just us, as you guys know, and we are really a tight unit, and love spending time together. So, and that's it, everybody. That is it. So be sure to check out the rest of the ladies here on the Crafty Maven. There is a whole lot of inspiration by amazing, talented designers. And let me tell you, you definitely don't want to miss out on any of their videos. All right, I hope you enjoyed this for today, and you all have an amazing day. Bye.